only allow merch bundles if you use the one and only approved vendor, which is a major label vendor. So you can only do merch bundles, which is incentive to buy an album if you're a major label artist. So that's corrupt in and of itself.
The reason why I asked of whether or not y'all wanted to be an indie label or if y'all wanted to be a major label specifically is because Russ is exposing what's going on in the industry, right? And just to give y'all a little precedent as to what is going on specifically, Russ literally came out with an album. It's called Santiago, okay? Russ Santiago, that's his album that he just came out with. It's a phenomenal album. Please make sure y'all check that shit out. That shit is fucking amazing. Very, very cohesive. Very, very, it's no skips. Like, you can go from front to back type shit. It's a great album. If you're looking for bangers, if you're looking for the shit to like dance to, it doesn't really give that. It's a very self-reflecting, self-awareness, therapeutic album, but it sounds amazing. Anyways, bro, who just follow? Felix954, appreciate the follow, gang. Yeah. So anyway, so what I'm saying is that basically he exposed the industry for what they do, essentially, right? He put out his album. His first week sales came in. He ultimately sold, I believe, 52. It's either 51 or 52,000 in that week. And if you're indie, that is fucking phenomenal. That shit is fucking crazy. He sold 52,000 in that week. But when Billboard released the numbers, they said that he only sold, I believe, 46 or 44, 45. We're gonna go over the video so that people can like see what's going on, so that you can see what he's saying. But that's literally, they like took 5,000 to 6,000 copies away from his shit. And Russ is like, hey, yo, I don't even really mind. He was like, it's not about the fact that, why did that shit jump up to 500 views? That was literally at 300 yesterday. Or like,
Suburbia?
Yeah, Suburbia.
Oh.
What the fuck? Anyways, so what I'm saying is that he's exposing the industry because he's saying Billboard is owned by a company that is that a major label is behind, and so the major labels only accept like merches in bundles. For as far as like an acceptance for like first week sales, whereas if you're indie and you're trying to merch or you're trying to like bundle your shit up or whatever the case is, that's not accepted because you're not the company that you represent isn't necessarily a major. And so that's what Russ was talking about in this video,
is addressing the bullshit that's going on in the industry. So they've reported that I did 46,000. That's not true. I did 51,000. And it's really not so much about numbers why I'm like irritated with it. It's the fact that y'all are trying to diminish my impact and make it seem like my impact isn't really what it is. So they took away 5,600 of my sales on the grounds of, these are their words, that I'm not allowed to incentivize my fans to buy an album. And yet that is the definition of marketing. And what's strange about that is they allow merch bundles, but they only allow merch bundles if you use the one and only approved vendor, which is a major label vendor. So you can only do merch bundles, which is incentive to buy an album if you're a major label artist. So that's corrupt in and of itself. They also, and you guys all know, anyone in the industry watching this, you know this guy and that company, I won't say the names, but they boost the streams and they boost the sales. The industry allows for fake sales and fake streams to count, but my real sales of real people aren't allowed because I incentivize my fans to buy an album. Nah, Russ, you're actually boosting yourself. Don't gaslight me. Y'all know what y'all are doing.
And so that's literally what I wanted to express, and that's what I wanted to tell you, of whether or not y'all wanted to be a major label or if y'all wanted to be an indie label. But that's literally, and Russ is not shutting the fuck up. Like, usually artists that experience this type of shit won't say nothing because you're burning bridges, right? And I guess, you know, with Russ and what he's built already as a fan base and as a team, he's completely and utterly indie. He's straight indie, right? So I guess he doesn't give a fuck about bridges that he's burning. I guess he don't care. But literally though, artists don't speak on these things because you're exposing what the situation is. The thing about this is that it's already a normalcy. It's already something that everybody knows about, that it's been for a while, and I don't necessarily think it's going to change, to be honest with you. I don't know I don't think it's gonna change. If there's one major label vendor already that's behind these, Billboard sales and what they allow in terms of like merch bundles and things like that, that's just literally something that you have to like get acclimated to. That's something that you're just gonna have to get used to, and whether or not, if you want to be a major, if you want to be signed to a major, then yeah, they'll boost your streams or whatever. We don't know necessarily how real those streams are gonna be, but there's an image, right? There's a persona that you kind of have to portray to the audience, to people that see what your brand is and who you are as an artist. And so if you want that, you just got to know that, like, when it comes down to selling actual tickets or like packing out venues or whatever the situation might be, you might not be able to sell as many tickets as you want, or that you intentionally try to have, because your shit is boosted. You feel me? But that's literally like, these are things that like y'all should know, right? Like, these are things that y'all should have to, like, y'all should like listen to this shit. You feel me? Because that ultimately is going to determine if whether or not you want to be a part of. There's a lot of shit that goes unnoticed and like not talked about too, that like is swept under the rug if you're affiliated with the major, or if you want to be indie. So I think this shit is like super important. Let's see.
One point on this. I think that, yeah, major labels do some things, like they boost streams. They got relationships with playlists. They got a lot of stuff that they can do for you that doesn't necessarily translate to you having real fans. But it's a business at the end of the day, so they still have to make money. Yeah. So they're finding a way to make money. So it's not all a facade. It is a facade. Some of it is a facade. Even with some of the jewelry, don't be real. Or something something that the label bought for, or some of their homies, or whatever the case is. Yeah. Like, there are facade elements to a label, but I feel like this ain't the whole picture. This is not me necessarily arguing for labels. I think there's a purpose and a use for labels. I
definitely think so too.
Yeah, I'm not just going to all out say that it's fully a scam, because it can't be, because they got to make money off the artist. Right. So they finding a way to do that, and if they're not, they're just going to drop the artist.
But I think it's also inauthentic to boost streams and make it seem like the artist is popping and they're actually not popping.
Yeah, but all of that is inauthentic. The image for a lot of artists be inauthentic. Yeah. A lot of these people just come out, they're not really gangsters. They're not really living the life that but it's a facade so they can sell the music. And we are okay with that. Yeah. But we're not going to be okay with them boosting the stream, so it look like
they got... very interesting point.
So it look like they got fans. Yeah. So, it's already got 20,000 streams and it just dropped. Well, let me listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Like, it's part of the facade that the label has been doing forever. That's not new. It's just a different tactic. But I think still they gonna find a way to make money, because it's a business and they want to make money. They don't really care that much about the artist for real, unless they're making the money. So there's another perspective.
That's valid. That's valid.
But I do think that is extremely corrupted for them not to accept him packaging merch with his music because it's not distributed through a major label. That's crazy. Yeah. But that's also like something that should be changed, and I think it will take some time for it to change. That's a business opportunity for somebody if they could figure out how to make that work. But I think it will be changed at some point. Somebody gonna figure it out. Yeah. It's good that he spoke about that, but I also think that's such a small for an indie person. Like, I don't really think that's, maybe I'm wrong here, but I don't think that's a big thing. If you could sell 46, or if you could sell whatever 10K indie, like,
that's
still
huge.
Making money.
No, that's huge for an indie artist. That 46K,
and that the money still counts. The difference that they registered, like, they didn't account for 5,600. That's on their end, not counting numbers. But you still made the money though. So it's like, do you care about the numbers more, or is like a respect thing? I get it, and you want this change.
I think that's what it is too, because it just kind of diminishes his impact in terms of like what he's actually doing.
Yeah, like, you want this change or whatever, but like, you still making your bread.
You still make the bread from it.
But like, I think that's a business opportunity for somebody. If they can figure that out, to figure out how people who are not signed to a major label can package their merch with their album sales. That's a move right there.
Yeah, that's a way to look at it, bro. For sure. Look at that shit as a benefit, not as something that not as something that's like that's harming your image or making it look diminishing what you're actually doing. Yeah, that's an interesting. I love that take. Shout out to Russ. Bro. Fucking amazing music, amazing work, amazing artistry, and we fuck with you, gang. No cap.